see if this works. Lower green. Green. Well, it's green. I don't know. Maybe it's working. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Who's to say? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2024 Storm Northwest Tour Grand Finals. It is that time of year again, the end of November, for the Grand Chalupa. The Grand Finals finale. How is everybody doing this morning? After a little bit of a break from the Coach K Scholarship Open, your boy fell ill, very sick, off of some food poisoning, and then been in Vegas for some day job stuff. So here we are at the Grand Finals. Maybe a little bit of a surprise. Jerry Merrill packs 10 there. As we've been a little bit quiet since then. Do have Josh Link bowling with us on this pair. We'll get to see. Smallish bear squad this morning. Extremely smallish bear. We got 3 pair going. 5 on a pair. We got 5, 4, and 4. What was that? 8 and 5 is what? Oh, 13. That's what you're looking at today. At least this morning. For this first squad. First, you got to comment first. Whenever you're first, you got to put first. The badass dad's first. And a new cut, I guess. Yesterday, it cuts by day, so they had a cut yesterday. And the scoring pace on this, 42-foot Autobahn? Autobahn. Where is it? I was just told. GF Painter. It's 42. Yep, 42-foot Autobahn, 2.4 to 1 scoring pace, fairly high. Giorgio Clean led the way, plus 126. 3 games, plus 126. The cut, plus 85. 685 was the number. Alex Justin Verner was the number for block 1. In the open division. In the under division, we had minus 16. Lizzie Rees was the number. Panel work led plus 56. Nicole Thomas minus 3. And then Lizzie Rees minus 16. Block 1 senior lady, that's plus 21. Christopher Robinson. Hornberger led that at plus 88. So we're into block 2. And in my understanding, block 2 is just all of today, I think. Cut 1 and 6. From open and under, 199 and under, and Cedar Lady, I believe. Could be. Why is dude the bald head so... Oh. He must... that's a little bit of a golfer's tan, it looks like. He got that golfer's tan. Paul Schlau, CB Tier, Yizzer. We out here. Tyler Lopez. High flush, count it. He's got a 5-bagger. A 5-bagger. On the main pair here, we got our scores blown up. Doesn't look too bad. The old scores blown up doesn't look too bad. There's Duncan Whitaker. We'll see Jerry Miller as well. Getting light squad this morning. We'll have quite a few more earlier. It is early. Later on today. But for now, this is what we got. Jerry Miller. Does he go Brooklyn? No. Urethane's been the play this today so far. I don't see a lot of urethane being thrown right now, but everybody that threw high scores yesterday, they threw urethane. And these are fairly new panels. I think they're about 1.5 years, 2 years old now. So for bowling, that's very new. Talked to a lot of the guys at track. Seems much further right here than it would be at most bowling centers. So you got a lot of hook right. And when you have a lot of hook right on a pattern like this, you can make urethane get some entry angle, and you're going to strike a lot. No matter what pattern it is. I remember I shot 650 or 660 last year on 1.5 to 1. This one's a little softer than that. Back over here to Tyler Lopez. He's on a 5-bagger, 6. Bang, got it. Bit of a rocky start there for Tyler Lopez. He has found a little bit of a look there. It's a sublime focus. Strong, symmetrical. Smooth. What does that mean? I don't know. Seems like smoother balls. I saw Lizzie bowl decent with a Ion Max. So just something that you can. The hooks early because they're crispy down lane. That's not a great looking strike, but an X on the board nonetheless. The I-core, huh? But something to read is they're so crispy down links, they're so new. It's this pattern continues to put out. They get play a little bit different. So you need something to be smoother, hook early. Oh, Chris Walker, the box 710 sent the messenger over there on 24. Did not get it to connect on either pin. Lopez will get 9 in the fill, shoot 230. Well, that's going to be good. Probably going to lead this first game here. Though, cut back this gentleman with the golfer's 10, unfortunately. Well, he just clouded them. He was on a 4-bagger. He's going to split there. So he goes spare, split, 4-bagger, and then splits again. Feast or famine here, it looks like. Duncan mixer strikes. I think so. I mean, yeah. Joshua Link, yeah. He's struggling, though. First game out the gate, not great. See, 260 to 207. Whitaker with a strike gutter spare. 6 for $1.60. Miller makes a spare. And here's Cameron Clark up to the 4-bagger open in the 9th frame. That open really not great. Crosses over. It's going to leave a 6-pin. You still have the hook on the gutter that I was seeing last night, at least with reactive. I don't know about urethane. So, not a lot of urethane going down the lane right now. It's mostly reactive. And I don't see the hook to the right that I saw yesterday in the last qualifying squad and the doubles. That I saw with the urethane. A 207 up there. Maybe 158, 190, 160, 160, 160, 180, 20, 210. So that's your scoring pace this morning. Does not look ideal. Not ideal scoring conditions. Well, there's game 1. Done. Already. It's like we just started, but. Boop. 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 There we go. Numero dos. I gotta figure out the color on the other camera. This one looks not bad. It's a little warm, but colors look close at least. The other one's bad. That's to the face there. No good. Here's a Chris Walker on the left lane. High flush, count it. T-Nor, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. Oh, wraps a 10-pin. No, but pretty good shot, though. Pretty good shot there for Tyler Lopez. Plaque a 10-pin there. Zach Anderson. No good. Date said that it's just by day. But I know, it said that this was. That's what, I don't know, man. You have to ask Deeks. That's what I thought. But then Tyler was asking him because Luce was out by 12. And they're like, oh, you got one more squad to go. But then Deeks was like, no. Yeah. That's what, it does say that this is part of block 1. Yeah, it did though. It did say. Bang, Josh Link. See this? 7-10 falls late. Ben got out just out of the gutter in time to kick the 7. 10 was going to fall regardless. 7 was questionable. But next on the board, it is. Tyler. Looks good. Mixer. Yep. And he's getting his ball. And Tyler's got that ball roll to be able to do that. Not everybody does. A half 10 there for Chris Walker, but Sixpin gets just enough out of the gutter to kick the 10 over. No dice on the war shout there. Light squad this morning. Light squad. Oh, got him just enough out of it. Did not think that was going to strike. There's a lot of hold in the middle part of the lane. He used the right ball. There's a ton of hold. Here's Link. Struggling the first frame. He's throwing a sublime focus too. Throws it out the window. It's never going to recover. Fortunate to leave just the 1-2 out of that. That ball, not good. The scores are in block 1 now. No, it hasn't moved. Because Werner was it before this block. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't changed it. 57 divided by 6 equals. Oh, man. Yeah, so it should be 10. The line should drop to 10. Would make Aaron Hudson in as it sits. I don't know. I've heard conflicting things. Who's to say? We're just here to stream the event. Bring you live action from the Snake River Bowl in Burley, Idaho.
Okay, just an update because Chayton went to the bathroom, but the scores are going to block 2. So anyone, or for all the confusion, just so you know, block 1 was yesterday's scores. They're working on moving those over to block 2. So just a heads up. Yeah, everyone, if you go hit the like button, we have 84 of you in here right now. It'll get us a lot closer to being able to give away some stuff and gets the video pushed out to more people. So the more likes we get, the more giveaways we can do. So if you haven't liked it already, just exit out of the chat and just do the little thumbs up and then go back into the live chat. There are 4 qualifying squads today, and then there's a Swiss at 9:30. 9:30. Oh, yeah, 9:30. So we'll be here literally all day. Thanks for putting us in your shop. That's awesome. Commentary will be much better once Shane gets back. I don't know if we're live streaming the Swiss or not. Not sure. I can't remember if we have in the past. I don't think we normally do because by that time we're like exhausted and ready to go. But who knows? Who's everyone here to watch? Yeah, I need like 10 coffees by that point. So Tyler's on another good run. He shot 230 the first game, which was the high game of this squad. Oh, dang. Lucky little strike. Got Josh on the left side. Good morning, Waylon. 10 back bowling's my only fan. Just kidding. Thank you guys for the likes, though. We're getting more. If you guys didn't see, I'll pin the comment, actually. Oh, I did. Pin it already. Once we get to 100 likes, we'll be able to give away some things. And then from there, every 50 likes we get, we'll do another one. We are in Burley. We're at Burley, Idaho, at Snake River Bowl. Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, because some people don't like to say their actual name, so I wasn't going to ask, but thank you for telling me. How are you? Chayton's also bowling at 12 o'clock, I believe. So you guys will be stuck with me for a whole nother squad. Come back over here to Tyler. Still has a pretty good game. Oh. Oh, Tyler, that's fun, though. We go... Wait, so what... When is that? The 21st or the 23rd. We go... Which day? We go at the end of March. Well, middle end of March. That'll be so fun. Tyler, have you ever been there before? I've never been, and I'm really excited. Okay, we got to move back to this camera because Chayton's working on the other one. So instead of getting you guys all motion sickness, I feel like this week of work was just, I'm drained. Drained. March 1st or 2nd is when I'm bowling. Oh, nice. We leave February 22nd. Yeah. So, yep, 22nd's when, I think that's the Saturday of the tournament. Yeah. And it's my parents' anniversary, and they get to hang out with us in the bowling alley. So, that's fun. Hi, Tyler. That'll be so fun. Chasing an eagle. Okay. I'm still new to this. What does that mean? What's chasing an eagle? But yes, it is a more expensive trip because for us, Chayton's parents live in Vegas now. And so the ones that are in Vegas, it's nice because we don't have to pay to stay anywhere. This one we have to pay, obviously, to fly and then to stay somewhere, rent a car, all that jazz. Drive to Baton Rouge to bowl. It's only like an hour and well worth it. Not much in Baton Rouge. Oh, okay. Good to know. I will tell the crew. When you win an event at Nationals. Oh, okay. Well, that's not coming for me very soon. So maybe that's why I didn't know. But yeah, I'm really excited. I want to go to New Orleans so bad. I don't know how long we're staying, though. I don't know if we're just going basically to bowl and then, like, be there for, like, another day or two, or if we're even staying any more than that. We shall see. Okay, Tyler ended up with a 234, so 232, 234, his first two games. So I think he's in the lead for sure. Let's see if the scores moved over. Oops. Okay, yeah. So block 2 scores are in. Game 1 scores are on there, but people are still finishing up game 2. But after that, I think that Tyler will still be. He should be in the lead. Yannick. Good morning, Chris. How are you this morning? Chayton's working on some camera stuff, and then so you guys are stuck with me for now, and then you're stuck with me at 12 when he decides he's bowling. We're driving. We have an Airbnb, staying for a week and a half, so we can experience Mardi Gras. See, I want to do Mardi Gras so bad. That would be so fun. I don't know if we're doing like a hotel or Airbnb or what our plan is, but we probably got to get on it soon because it's only a few months away. But we actually got good times this year. Last year, we, I think, had the worst times you could ever get. It was like super late at night and then super early in the morning. It's terrible. No. It's on block 1. But they are moved to block 2. Only 2 seniors. Good. No, it's not very good. It's not very good. Yeah, 10:30 and 7. I think that's what we had. And it was awful because we would do nothing all day, and then we'd go bowl, stay up super late, wake up early the next day, and then we'd like want to go back and take a nap, and then we'd go back to bowl. And it was just, we literally did nothing but sleep and bowl.
That's why we got good times this year.
That's what I said. I told them we got good ones this year. Yeah, those are not ideal times to have, for sure.
Fire.
Also, if you guys didn't see, we are going to do a giveaway at 100 likes. We're at 29 right now, and we have 107 of you in here. So if you just close out of the live chat, hit the little thumbs up button, and then go back into the live chat, we would really appreciate it. Yeah. Want to talk to the people?
You can. Chatty.
You have some friends. Thank you, Roger. Yeah, Waylon, right behind us. You know where we're set up. And somebody's going hard. Air hockey's probably my favorite like arcade game though.
What is it? Built the,
So it's even louder. Oh, that's like this. Interesting. All right, so they're almost finished with game 2 on 23 and 24, and looks like they're getting started with game 3 on 21 and 22. But are all those people that are signed up bowling? Like, is Gio in there, Andy, Yannick? Nice lucky break for Tommy Cross Creek. Which one is it? Games 2? All right, everyone. What are we guessing Tyler shoots this game? He shot 232 the first game, 234 second game. I'm guessing 233. Might as well just line them up. What do you think? Yes. Chayton says 228. Uh-oh. We were in the red. Oh, we're back. Hi, Kylie. 220. $218. Where's my mouse? That's all we got. We only got 2 guesses. There's 120 people in here, and we have 2 guesses on what Tyler's gonna shoot. That's a little bit sad. 215. There we go. Oh. Less than 215. Okay. Yeah, what Roger said. 268. Waylon's going big. I think Andy shot 268 last night. I think 2 people did. Or 258. Nick Bergara shot 269. There we go. 238, 228, 225. Started with 9 spare. I don't understand that stuff though.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, we started a poll. So it's easier for you guys to get your opinions in. You need to try to bowl these. I don't care if artists from Kansas City. These tournaments look cool. Huh?
odds over it.
Whatever you say. I don't understand betting. Wyatt, you should.
6%. The house is even screwed.
We're at 75-25 right now. Most with the over. He did shoot 232 and 234 his first 2 games. What is he at? Right. A spare strike. It's okay. They're not winning like real money or anything. As much as I'd love to be able to do that. Oh, man. Zach Anderson barely missed that. Tyler. Oh. Yeah, why? If you have any questions, you feel free to reach out. We're happy to answer any questions that we can. Oh, man. Josh Link. Ooh. Oh. Nope. Almost a messenger, but it was just too slow. Did Can you just throw this away for me? Oh my gosh. Josh was so close to missing that. I was like, hit it by a hair. Oh. Can take a quick break. What? Run that. Oh. Oh, fancy.
At Real Experience Ball Reviews, we're all about giving the real uncut experience of bowling, even if it has to do with some of the worst bowling fails you've ever seen.
We provide in-depth, unfiltered reviews.
To provide you the knowledge, which makes a difference on the lanes.
As professionals, we know what it takes to perform at the highest level.
We support the entire bowling community. From local businesses to pro shops, we help the entire bowling ecosystem grow.
We also give you the tools to improve. Our instructional videos will help you become the best version of yourself.
And we like to keep it fun, so join us on our journey as we vlog our adventures on the road.
Whether you're a casual bowler or a competitive player, we're here to elevate your game. Real Experience Ball Reviews. Uncut, honest, real.
That was a little commercial from one of our sponsors, REX Ball Reviews. They sponsored the last CB Tour tournament, the Coach K Scholarship Open that we had in Las Vegas. And we will be going back there again next year, and REX will be the main sponsor again. So we appreciate them. Tyler. Who else we got? Over here to Nolan Cross Creek. See if Zach Anderson picks this up. Oh. Josh Link with a strike. So the next one we have is February 21st to the 23rd, and that's in Roy, Utah. And then the one in April is on the 4th through the 6th, and that's in Boise, Idaho. So those are the last 2 of season 2, and then we would get season 3 schedule out shortly after that. Come over and watch Chase Loose. Right. Got Marshall Myers over here. Hey, Bowler Dan. Duncan's throwing my favorite ball right now. Bang. Like one of his best throws this morning. That I've seen, at least. Josh Link on a 3-bagger now.
All right, wrapping up game number 3 here of the first qualifying squad of the day. Bowler Dan, what's up? That's a little chewy. Josh Link on a 3-bagger looking for 4. I don't even know what scores are. Kinsey's been hogging. Lopez plus 66. Josh Link. Oh, messenger bug. Got it. Replay. Let's see this. This bird dog ripping across the deck here. On the 9-pin. Yay. Yep, Josh likes it. So, Taylor Lopez leads plus 66. He's struggled this game. Has a gutter ball. No, he doesn't. That's the other guy. He's on a 3-bagger. That's Zach Anderson. Chase Loose plus 29. Ken Gardner plus 23. Josh Luke plus 17. Chris Walker minus 2. That's your top 5. Oh, we might have just clouded him. That's a bad shot in a bad spot. Yeah, not a good. Those underbetters were loving that one. The underbetters like to see that. Chris Walker, that ball looks good, and it is. Splits the 8-9. We had no unders, right, in the second block? Nope. And then the senior lady, we said Tony Woodward and Jerry Miller. Woodward's plus 18. My understanding is block 2 is all day today. All day today. Light squad this morning. Next squad's looking much fuller than this one. Starts at noon. Let's go over to Duncan Whitaker. It's like an eye on Max, and it's going to cross over. Tough to play that area of the lane. Locker, mixer, count it. I don't know. Do they have an update? iPhone got you again. Josh Lane got it. Got it up. Got it up. Are you bowling at all today? No, just hanging out. Nicole, you're just hanging out? Yeah, they did change it. Yeah, that was a big controversy this morning. Oh, Tyler Lopez trips the split out after a really bad shot on 23 in the 8th frame. Made the spare. That shot, not quite as bad, but definitely not good enough to strike. Trips the split out, and now he has just a 10 pin. Important spare here. Underbetters are loving this one. Overbetters want to throw Tyler Lopez out of the bowl. Needs the spare here. He's going to make it. So his max is going to be 212. 82, 92, 02, 12. Yeah. So underbetters are locked in. What do we have? 64% bet the over and they're going to lose. So the house is feeling good right now. We just won a lot of money. He can max 212. Based on how the game before were playing 23 and 4, they don't have the miss to the right as much as they had on 21 and 2. Yep. Probably. Would make sense. Although, Justin, the topography here should be actually pretty flat. At least Justin is high-ranking member of the BPAA and works closely with the USBC. And from my understanding, the lanes are pretty flat. They measured the lanes, all the lanes with the new install, made sure they were all flat. So there shouldn't be too much disparity in topography, although tough to manage that. So out of the 28 votes, 64% bet the over on Tyler Lopez. That is a loser. Although I think I would have set odds probably better for the under. So how much the house would be up, I don't know. But probably would have been in like a minus 110, minus 210 situation. 110 for the under, 210 for the over. No. Yeah. Because he had shot 230, 230. Did you tell them I was bowling the next squad? Am I though? I don't know. I think I might. Everybody that threw bowled good just threw urethane. I ain't got it. Who's on the squad? You can. And Nichol, you're on the next squad. You haven't yet. Tyler Lopez. Do they have a hot tub or a sauna? A massage? Who is? Do I bowl at 3 or do I bowl at noon? You're on the 3 p.m. unit. You're on the 3 p.m. Yeah, I'm just letting you know that you're on it. Bro, I literally said, did you get there in time to bowl? No. Oh my. I guess I was rubbing off too much on this trip. Just can Gardner finish the 4-bagger? Count it out. Do I really need to sandblast my red ball? Yeah, but like how much? Seven strike, 212, yeah. Tough break sometimes. Bowling is a different animal. The importance of where you have your good shots can drastically change the score that you have. Yeah, he don't like us no more. I know. Oh, no. He's driving? What? Just... What? That's crazy work, kid. 15-10 is kind of safe zone. I'd say probably a little bit right of that. It depends on the ball you throw. The more surface you have, the further right you can get your break point. That, like this guy right here, it's thrown a Nova, so cleaner cover with not a lot of surface, pretty shiny. Looks okay. Everybody that has bowled really well, other than Tyler Lopez, has thrown urethane where Duncan Whitaker just threw that on max. Could be a little bit tighter. Could be a little bit tighter. You guys should do like So, is this the last shot? This is the last shot. This is a big game, actually. So, I mean, if you throw it like this guy, yeah, that's the spot you want to throw your ball, because he just threw a big game. He's going to get 9 on the field. Doesn't really matter. 240 for him. I forget this guy's name. It's right there on his back, obviously. Oh, just turn a little bit more. No. No, not going to get it. Sorry, buddy. Oh, nope. Cameron Clark. There it is. I remember. Wood game. All right, well. What are you getting a ring for? Lopez gets to plus 78. Ken Gardner plus 56. Link plus 30. So he's out of the number right now, but that'll obviously change as we go along today. Chris Walker got a plus 20. I think that's going to be probably not enough. I don't even know if 30 is enough. I think 50. 50 is probably going to be close. You do have a lot of heavy hitters already in the number. So, tough to say. Tough to say. Always is tough to say. Is that it? They're all in? All together? Cameron Clark with that 240, went 140, 240. So Century clumped himself in a good way to get a minus 31. Not going to be enough. Open division is going to be plus. I think 40 is going to be bubble. I think that's out still. I think you're going to need to be in the 50s to get in. So I think loose is going to be out. Josh? Well, I mean, this is going to go down, but I don't think 39 is going to be enough. Yeah, he went 210. Scoring pace is just a little bit higher than that. So, I don't know. Next squad's in an hour, and no, it's 12 or 12:30. So we're an hour and 10 minute, hour and 8 minute till the next squad. Yeah, it's pretty quiet over here. Yeah, just a tag, no collab. Well, he's only in the picture because you won. You got to win. Ken's got to get a top 3 finish. You, Clay, and Alex, major champions. Absolutely absurd. Okay, guys. Well, so that we don't get copyright struck, I think we're going to play some of our podcasts that we used to shoot. Kids don't like shooting no more. Where's this? Burley, Idaho. Snake River Bowl in Burley, Idaho. Am I going to stream the Swiss? Right now, probably not. It depends on how tired we are at that point. It starts at 9. Quads. It's not going to be quads. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. Is there someone you know that is in the Swiss? So right now, plus 56 in the open is the number. And then in the senior lady, it's plus 29.
You would not believe. He's doing an hour and a half trip.
Oh, Ken boy. All right. We're going to play it. We're gonna land up. Striking Kicks podcast.
He doesn't save money anywhere, so he wants to take $3. He bought so many cups. This guy is a gambling issue. Yeah, I'm just gonna live in Vegas.
Where do we start? We got an hour. 42, 50. Okay, if we play here, we should be good. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys with this because I don't want to get copyright struck, and hopefully you enjoy it. Here we go. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Striking Kicks podcast. We were on a little bit of a hiatus. We are back. My name's Shane Peterson, and
I'm Kenzie West.
we are the owners of Championship Bowling. Striking Kicks is powered by Championship Bowling. This is Commissioner West, a little more formal of CB Tier. I'm the competition director of the CB Tier. So, today we're going to fire off, just give, maybe some new viewers a quick introduction of, we've got the U.S. Open. U.S. Open show is tomorrow. Big show. And then we're going to recap CB Tour season number 1 that took place in 2023. Big 2023 we had, very busy. And kind of the reason that we went a little hiatus here is just really tough finding time. So, Ens, give us a little introduction.
Myself?
Yeah.
So my name is Kenzie. I am new to the bowling world, kind of. So I'm kind of your perspective of the, outside of a bowler's eyes, I guess, where Cheyenne is our bowler and understands all things bowling. Yeah, I started Bowling League last year, which we did a couple episodes on that if you guys go back and listen to those. But I have improved quite a bit. I did shoot 209 last week.
Spoiler, we haven't even released the video yet.
I know, sorry.
Spoiler already.
So that was my very first 200 game, and then this very past week I did not shoot 200 again. So not very consistent yet, but we're getting better. Working on things still. But yeah, I do not have a lot of bowling knowledge, so I have lots of questions all the time.
Yep, well, it's a good perspective to have as we try to change the game. I'm Shane Peterson. I've bowled basically all of my life since I was old. I am now a videographer, storing bowling products today, and then do a lot of heavy lifting
as far as the background of CB Tour and CB. All right, well, let's fire off, I guess, with the U.S. Open. Bowling's U.S. Open. What does the U.S. Open mean to you?
To be honest, I don't really know. So from what I do know, I know they get a green jacket, right?
Yes, they do.
And is that the same thing as like golf?
Golf gets a green jacket at the Masters.
Masters, okay. So I know that. I know the top 5 because I was 6 and just missed the picture.
Close.
Very close. I saw lots of videos that it's very hard. A lot of people were pretty frustrated, like ripping their shirts and not too happy.
We talked a little in the car about how EJ Tackett ripped his shirt off, still made this show. So for all those fogies, are like, yeah, can't get man, still both good, man. How you doing? Here you go. EJ Tackett made the show and ripped his shirt off.
Yep. So I know a little bit, not much. I don't know if it's notoriously a hard tournament or anything like that, but I did see at least this round it is quite tough. People were struggling.
So like, what when you hear U.S. Open, not just specific to bowling, but what do you think of U.S. Open?
I feel like it's probably like a pretty big deal. I think in all in all sports, having that as like the title of the tournament or whatever seems like it's probably. I also don't really follow golf.
I don't follow tennis either, but golf I do. When you hear Open, would you be surprised to hear that it is not?
I would be very surprised.
Yeah, you have to get an invitation. They do have a PTQ,
Okay.
but it is not an open tournament, albeit the name U.S. Open, it would imply that it is open.
You might have just been starting to answer this, but is it open for, like in the other sports, it's open to anybody?
It is. Yeah. Well, I don't know how tennis works, but golf, I'm assuming tennis works similarly. But golf, like the Utah State has 10 qualifiers, right? Local qual. So I could go play at one of the courses and top 5 make it at it. And they pull, I think they play a state qualifier. All 5 from all play. Again, the top 3 or 5 make it from there and then play a regional one. I want to say after the regional one you're in, maybe one more step after that. The British Open, the Open Championship that golf refers to, works similarly just in Europe. But yeah, it is open. They have qualifiers, which blows my mind that the USBC can't figure that out with state and local associations already set up to run tournaments like this. US Open qualifier, just simply. Yes, I don't know. It's not open. It's invitee only. I guess to have the elite field that there were squads of 36. That's crazy to me. They used 12 lanes. 12 lanes. You know how many? There's 70, I think. More than 70 at Woodland. Not Woodland. Yeah, it is Woodland. Royal Pin Woodland. Tons of lanes, used 12 of them for competition. Some of them are reserved for the show. Some of them were reserved for the locker room. And they still only used about a half, maybe even less, of the available lanes to bowl on.
Is that because there weren't enough like people that they invited came, or they didn't like invite very many?
Yeah, well, I think the field was sold out. Anyway, enough of the there are some things that happen at the U.S. Open that you don't see every day, other than it just not being open. We'll gloss over or just go over really quick. There was an arrest made at the U.S. Open. Brandon Novak was the person arrested. Not good allegations, especially in a sport where there are youth bowling. Not a good deal. I don't know all the details in that and what happened, but it was second game and like the 7th frame, had like a spare left and came back. The U.S. Marshals were down. This is our sources have told us, cuffed him right after he threw his shot. So took him out. Crazy things. Could you imagine at any other sport? There's the U.S. Marshals walking on the field at a baseball game.
Well, I think it's just crazy, like, because I haven't seen anything about it.
No video yet. No
I
video.
don't. I don't have a ton of like bowling on my social media, I would say. I mean, more than I used to, but like, I mean, I haven't heard anything just from what.
Yeah, pretty insane. I don't know. There was, you go look at the standing sheets. In game 2, Brandon Novak was there. In game 3, he was no longer there on the sheet. They went from 36 to 35 bowlers, kind of unexplainably, and they were deleting comments in the chat. It's kind of weird deal. I guess I mean, I don't know how we would handle something like pull my phone out and go viral.
Go the other route.
Yeah. So also reports of sticky approaches. Sources have told us that the lane machine got something on it, got on the approaches. I know on that there was a reel floating around with some of the implosions of bowlers getting mad. Part of that was them sticking on the approaches. So there were certainly some issues there. It sounded like with the lane machine getting something on it, putting it on the approaches. Some bowlers not enthused with it. Heard a little bit of drama qualifying. But be that as it may, in my honest opinion, this may be the best TV show the PBA has ever had. Best top 5 the PBA has ever had. I'm sure I'm going to get some smoke for that one from back before I was old enough to even know what was going on. But from my knowledge, and I do watch a lot of old bowling. Let me tell you what, on YouTube, we watch a lot of old shows, and there's some good ones. But you got Simo, arguably the best bowler right now. Jason, who's been number 1 for a very long time. And then it's EJ.
Kyle Troop.
No, Kyle Troop. Kyle Troop was the one guy. I love Kyle, but you could argue that maybe isn't the best bowler in the world that's on TV right now. But I think he's just good TV. So that it's almost like Pete Weber being on TV, even though maybe he's past his prime. So I'll give Kyle that one. Still a great bowler, obviously, but you could argue that there's some other in the field that maybe. But as far as his presence on TV, A+. And then EJ, who was the reigning Player of the Year. Simo had a Player of the Year season, but it was only top because EJ won a bunch more. Pretty insane. And then Bill O'Neill, who I think had an okay season last year, but it just won the last tournament. He was the winner of the most previous recent tournament, the Players' Championship. So honestly, there's been a lot of hype around the bowling world on this show, and in my opinion, okay, the best show PBA has ever had. So I hope ever, and I think let me know in the comments. Give me your top 5 that you think beats this one.
I will not be including a top 5 because I don't know.
I'm sure there's been, I know there's definitely been, Walter Ray, Pete Weber, Norm Duke shows. There's 3, but you gotta add 2 more. And I don't know if there's a top 5 that beats this top 5 or all future Hall of Fame. Sure.
Okay.
What did you think of the top 5 as a non-ish bowler?
So I mean, I've heard a lot about Anthony Simonson. He actually bowled one of the CB Tour events.
Right. CB Tour, Coach K Scholarship Open. That's right.
Yep. In season 1.
Yep.
Jason Belmonte actually gave me shit about gum.
Oh, yeah. You picked him up in the airport.
Yep.
I remember that. Or took him to the airport.
Yeah, we took him to the airport.
Yep.
And I had like probably 4 or 5 packs of gum
Right.
in the front of my car. And yeah, so he was talking crap about that. But the others I haven't met. I've seen a lot of Kyle Troop though. I think just because he wears some funky stuff and like his hair is crazy. I think people like that. I mean, you like it or you don't like it. But
Hayden said, "Give me Bob Ross."
yeah, Hayden loves it.
So,
but EJ Tackett, I heard a lot about him last year. He bowls really well. And I don't really know Bill O'Neill that much. I didn't realize he's the one that we were watching. But, I mean, seems like some pretty good bowlers for sure. So, I mean, if it's your top 5 ever, that's a pretty big deal.
I think it is. I think this is the best show they've ever had. Certainly in the last 10 years, I would say. their best show that they've had. What we're pretty heavily invested in bowling at this. What do you think they need to do better so that you know who these players are better, other than obviously the people you've met?
I mean, we've talked about this before in earlier episodes, but I personally, like, I don't have a subscription to Bowl TV, so I don't watch any of it. I don't follow their social media. So if they do post about them, I don't really see that. It just needs to be accessible. Maybe I haven't set myself up to the access. Like as far as free social media, like following on Instagram, Facebook, X, anything like that. But yeah, like I certainly, as a non-bowler and someone who, I mean, I guess kind of like, but I'm not like as invested into it, and so I'm not paying extra to watch these things when they're like bowling these big tournaments.
Sure. What do you think? So, what would draw you to follow?
I think it's just like you have to have the interest in it, to be honest. And like we really focus on CB, and I don't know. I mean, I guess in order to grow like my knowledge and things, I should probably be more interested, especially if we're gonna start this back up. Things to talk about?
Yeah. An interesting thing is the pickleball apparently has an issue where they have a large participatory sport where they feel viewership isn't as high as they think it should be in relation to how play. So it was kind of interesting to watch or look at some of those comments. I think that pertains a lot to bowling. One thing is darts. I feel like it's the opposite. Another, like, I think all three of our sports are very large participatory sports. On one hand, have people in golf's pickleball saying more fun to play than watch. But then, wouldn't you say the same thing for darts? Clearly not an issue for them. A lot of people watch and follow their.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Like, I don't know. From what I've seen, like darts right now and like previous bowling things, like we watched the Hilly. Like we watched that, and then we watched the one with Leanne and
Linda Barnes,
and like there was a ton of people there, and like they were in freaking like Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Yep. So it had like the same vibes, but like the darts is now, like that's what's happening now, and that's not what's happening in bowling right now.
You bring up a good point. There were a lot of people, but the atmosphere didn't seem nearly as big. I'm sure there's more people at the Women's U.S. Open that Leanne won compared to what we see in some of the darts tournaments. How many more? Probably negligible. Still, the atmosphere at the darts seemed significantly more fun, I would say.
But do you think that's because of like bowlers, how bowlers react versus how like darts players may react? You know, like they want the hype up and everything. I feel like, I mean, and I think it's coming with like the younger generation, because you could tell, what's the son, Barnes? Ryan, like when he was bowling on the show, like he wanted like the crowd to get loud and everything. But like I feel like other bowlers, like even like during the tournaments that we have, like obviously when it's a big shot, you don't want to be like hollering and everything, but like you're dead silent, and you're silent most of the time, like while someone's going up to bowl or anything, like you don't really cheer ever. But I feel like darts is opposite.
Yeah, I would. The atmosphere is definitely more dead. Hopefully that changes. Here's the thing: is how do we naturally get people get excited during the show? Because they tried this in the PBA, and it's just it doesn't sound authentic. I think part of the reason is there's too much time between shots. Darts is very fast, so there's no electricity and momentum to build with the crowd. So like you cheer for a second, and then it's 2 minutes between the next shot. The crowd kind of just naturally dies unless forced to do something. I think they had the team show, and it sounds very, like, you can clearly tell it's fake hype. I don't know. Maybe this is a discussion for another podcast. Things we can do to liven up the atmosphere at bowling shows. But the U.S. Open, biggest show I think the PBA has had ever, probably. Certainly in the last 5 to 10 years, this is their biggest moment, their biggest tournament, the U.S. Open. Jason can extend his record of majors and get a third, I think, or second U.S. Open. Simo, EJ goes back to back, and just a lot of storylines. Hopefully they take full advantage of their TV time, and hopefully the ratings are good, I guess, and then solid job. You know, we watched a few shows last year, lackluster. Hopefully.
I think the people that are bowling, though, from what I've seen, is they show enthusiasm. And, like, I don't know, they show energy, I feel. Like, whether they're frustrated or it was a good shot or whatever, I don't know, I feel like.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so for the sake of bowling.
All right, moving on to CB Tour Season 1.
Season 1.
How do you feel like it went?
Well, we definitely learned some things. One thing that was frustrating is we don't know what we don't know. You know, just things we can't understand, can't foresee, can't develop strategies to deal with until they happen because we don't even know the possibility or observe how those things even come to be to fix them or add, subtract things or whatever. So that's one takeaway that I think be productive for Season 2. Beyond that, Alex Hoskins wins the first 2, and Wiles wins the second 2. We had some pretty epic battles, and then the season culminated in exactly, I don't know if we could draw, I don't know if a season could end better. Kind of blew it all in the first one with how Season 1 finished off with Kendall versus Darren Tang in the chipper at the National Bowling Stadium. Like, that's really going to be tough to beat. You know, Kendall loses the first game. He wins the second game on a strike, needs to strike to win. And it wasn't like, it was another situation where it was strike to win, 9 to lose because of the way that the count fell and what he had going on in the 9th and 10th frames. So had to strike to win. Messenger 9-pinned. It was pretty epic to watch, and then forced to roll off. Aaron almost trips a 2-pin. The Messenger came across, nudged it, didn't hit it enough. Well, it goes up in aces 1. No doubters. And win Alex and watch to see if he would win the points championship or if it would be Kendall. And
Alex was Kendall's ride home, no?
Was Kendall's ride home? Well, I don't know if I think
not originally.
Well, the story I'm told is all over the place. Not originally, but then he was gonna be, and then he flew home with his parents. It was a whole ordeal because I think Alex wanted to do some money making in Windover on his way home. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little worried because I don't know how we're gonna top that finish.
Yeah, it'll be tough. It was a good first season for sure. I feel like it had all the drama that you were wanting it to have.
Yep. I think it was entertaining. I mean, watching the chat back when Kendall had to strike, that whole last 5-10 minutes of that stream was pretty intense. People couldn't.
All the Tang fans.
Oh yeah, even with how long Kendall took to throw those, still were just couldn't take their eyes off of what they were watching. Just man, it was pretty intense. It's good stuff. It did exactly what we envisioned, like with the matches and the bracket style, and just, I mean, I was kind of shooting from the hip on the points. I've never created a points championship before, and I have no idea how it's going to shake down. And ChatGPT helped me on most of it. I asked it to make a points system that favors winning, and didn't know how that would work out because I thought if you win a tournament, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. should be, if you win, certainly you are one of the best bowlers.
Mm.
And I mean, we had 2 winners, and they were a strike away from one or the other winning. And then we had Kyle Morrison had an outside chance. Mathematically was not locked out going into the last tournament.
When Dallas Leong had not a chance to get first, but
Second.
really close. That we didn't really put into.
No, had he made the Masters, just shown up, you certainly would have had a chance to win.
Che is
four spots
away
for
right
one,
now.
and then with the
Kendall.
The 800 points for second,
I
1,000
wish he was
for
here.
first.
This is your shot.
Alex also missed the 50 bonus points for leading the tournament. Darren stole that from him by 4 pins. That had some implications. I hadn't. That was one of the successes. Like, you don't know what you don't know, and certainly if that failed miserably and somebody had like this massive points lead, massive points lead, then I would be like, well, we're going to restructure the points. But going into it now, other than adding some creative ways to get points from like doubles that we're going to do and stuff like that, we'll talk about this in the season 2 podcast that we're going to do. But I think the points are going to stay the same. How do you top that? Like the 2 best bowlers, Alex and Kendall, both winning tournaments, and Kendall wins the points by like 80. So it's working right now. So we're going to send it, but definitely room for improvement always. Have a lot more information, a lot more knowledge now that we didn't have previously. Some upgrades, improvements, some changes, a lot of things in the works. And some people may say they're a little disappointed that this isn't another season to August, but if they knew the list of work that needs to be done, as well as the sponsors, we already have a bunch of sponsors, but we need more to really make it great.
So, you're interested in sponsoring?
You with Commissioner Kenzie West
to let us know, because we've got some really awesome ones that we'll talk about in the next episode. But any and all sponsors we greatly appreciate.
So for people's information, I kind of handle the competition side in the stream. So I essentially could split the CB tour in half, and there's 2 quarters, I guess. On my side is the competition side and the stream side. Those equal 50%. And then I would say the operations is the other half, and you kind of handle all the logistics, operations, check-in, handling bowlers, keeping score, all that other stuff. That's kind of your realm. So
the nice part about my side is I have a whole team that works on the things done. The rest of it, your side, it's just you, unless someone helped us do cables or moving cameras or battery or whatever. But yeah, we've got a lot of people help us.
Yes.
Tournament.
Yeah, and they make it possible to do it on a level that we do. Our purpose really isn't to just do what's been done, just to be an extension of what's around us and what bowling is. It was to elevate that experience, and that wouldn't be possible without work that both our families do. Our staff, Chad McLean helping us out.
Had some friends also that help us.
Chad. Ken.
Craig.
Scott has helped us on a few things, taking scores, just people chipping in on some busy work that is difficult to tackle with a large team. But certainly, like, our social media helped. That was one of the big challenges we faced in the first Masters, was collecting the content. I could barely sit on the stream because of that. That's one focus that we did this year, was the stream. Like, what makes us unique? Stream. So we've heavily focused on that. I took myself out of the operations, basically completely, to focus on the stream, and I think that helped. The streams did very well, but that without Chad, we just wouldn't have any content. So that leveled up our social media, and
Yeah, because the other tournaments that we don't run that we cover, I'm usually the one taking pictures of it. But with our tournament, there's just way to do.
too much.
That there's no way I could just go take. But we tried it in Vegas because Chad wasn't able to make that one, and we didn't get much content. I'll tell you that.
Unfortunately, we had half the PBA bowling this.
I know.
2 Hall of Famers.
We also had less of our staff there to help.
We
on
did
that
half
one,
the
so
staff.
it
Yeah, that was a challenge.
Yeah,
Vegas was a challenge. This year we shouldn't have those issues. Yeah, season 1 was. It's gonna be tough to beat. It's gonna be tough to beat. My hope is we get a few different names in the winner's circle. I think is my hope. Tough to beat Alex and Kendall though. The one thing I did learn about Kendall, he bowled the title match in every tournament he bowled in, is that Kendall is exceptionally good. Probably, I would say the best of anybody that bowled our tournaments at throwing one ball.
Pressure.
Like, love Kendall, struggles sometimes in longer formats, especially when they get kind of down to the wire. Seen him obviously make some shows, and I struggle is relative. Struggle for him, relative how well he does.
Mm-hmm.
But man, when he needs to step up and throw a shot, he may take some time to do it. But throws some very good shots.
That gets it done.
Very good shots too. And that, you know, the Masters, he bowled a roll off almost every match. Won them all.
Yep.
So that's one thing I've learned. It's a different animal, you know. And I know that we've gotten a little pushback, like I don't love this format. We are changing it up a little bit for season 2, adding a little spice to it for those that maybe are the better bowler, I would say. But it is different, and it makes you bowl differently. It is a totally different mindset than going into match play or the finals knowing you have 12 games. Or you have to defend for 12 games because you're in the cut right now, top 5 or 12 games to get there and whatnot. It's a totally different. It's one game, really.
Yeah, you're on your toes the whole time.
The whole time. And it's much more, I wouldn't say it's more, it's a different mental than I split here, that's okay, it's whatever. Yeah. Like, it's not, when you split, you have to make a snap decision. Where in longer format tournaments, it's whatever. Maybe I just made a bad shot. This ball is keeping me. When you're at a CB Tour event and split, you are forced into a corner where is this the right ball or did I throw it bad? And you have to make a decision quickly because you don't have 10 more games.
No.
6 more games. You have 5 more shots to figure it out. And it's different. Like, I don't know. It's not necessarily a good or bad thing. I don't think one's better than the other. I think that's definitely got its time and place. I just think a lot of people do them, and that's kind of all that there is. So we're doing something different. I think in the future, I want to add another major tour, and I think we might change a little bit to more your format to that what the majors is. But holistically, it is just a much different mindset. That I think puts you more into what traditional like basketball, baseball, football, very quick decision making, very fast paced, and I don't have a lot of time to just sit here and grind this out.
I get you. I don't fully understand like the mental game yet, and like understanding whether it really was a bad shot or I need to switch balls because 1, I only have one that I use, and
True.
2, I don't even look at my mark most of the time, so I wouldn't have any idea. So I'm sure it's definitely taxing on your mental state.
You can appreciate, watch baseball, stuff like that. It would almost like what bowling is if like you and in a bat you had 10 strikes. Instead of 3. And you have this cat and mouse game with the pitcher get so much time. So like if you make a bad swing, got 9 strikes. Where now it's like, not only do you only have now 2 more strikes if you make a bad swing, you're now put into a position where the pitcher is heavily favored now situation. And that happens here because when your opponent sees you split, that has to loosen your arms.
Yeah.
Right? Because as the opponent, because now they're lost. And if you strike here, that puts even more pressure. Now, I think you get a little relief because it's not total pins and it just kind of resets. But just got to win one. And at that point, anything could happen. We had Wade was one strike away, Wade Christiansen, Coach K Scholarship Open, from winning the first game against Sean Rash.
Yeah.
So, if you feel that maybe you don't have a chance, you're like, I'm bowling against John or Darren. Let me tell you what, those guys are just as, they're good. You won't beat them over 12.
Yeah.
You will not beat Alex, Kendall, any of Sean, Darren, Jake, Dallas. You won't beat them over. They're just going to figure it out.
Yeah.
But in a situation where you only have to win one, it's kind of a lose-lose for them because they just lost to some kid, right? And you have nothing to lose and they have everything to lose.
Yeah.
And you get them, they're not used to thinking on their toes like this. This isn't a typical bowling format where, again, you have to make a snap decision very quickly.
Very.
So I think it brings us a little closer, more traditional sports where your decision-making is quick. We saw a variety of different styles make the cut, win matches. We saw a variety of different styles in the finals. And then other than, Alex and Kendall, basically every finals match was different. We saw Eric Tashida crush him at the Masters and miss the cut in Vegas.
Yeah, he is a record holder on
does
CB
hold the
Tour.
record with a five game scoring record.
First three.
First three.
Not the highest in 3
He
games.
didn't bowl 3 games.
I know, but
I don't know. I
his
guess
first 3 were higher than anyone else's first
it is.
3.
He shot 813, I think. We need to get some opinions. Does it count if it was the first 3? That is facts. It was the first 3. We just didn't bowl 3 games. So he has the 5-game scoring record as it stands. Alex and Luke tie at 770 for the 3-game scoring record. Both of those, they shot them from the Classic.
Was a very good time. Had a lot of people there.
Season 1 kickoff.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Packed house.
Very.
So thanks, shout out to Sam, shout out to Rumby.
More packed than we thought. We ran a little behind that tournament, but
A lot behind.
that was the only one that we ran.
Things, you don't know what you don't know, unfortunately. How long does it take to bowl 5 games? Scoring pace heavily dictates how long it takes to bowl 5 games.
Also having so many people on a pair.
Yep. The amount of people that show up, how long it takes to run the lanes, if it breaks down, all kinds. So, what if you grade season 1, Kenzie, 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10. Shoot. Okay. So I feel like first half was crazy, packed. Both tournaments in Utah were awesome, which totally understand because we are from Utah. So our following is really Utah, Idaho. That's really the only places we've traveled to stream and everything. So I feel like most of our following is there, besides people on East Coast or whatever. Vegas was pretty good. We had some big names come and bowl, so that was a good time. Reno, I feel like we had some big names. Obviously, we had Darren in the title match with Kendall. But we're not as well known out there. So once we get ourselves associated a little further around, I think those places we'll have quite a few more entries. And I think this next time in Vegas will be a lot better.
Yep. I would say so what you didn't give it a score out of 10?
Well, I wasn't finished talking.
Oh, sorry, that sounded like you did your thought.
I was just talking about each one. But overall, I think we've got some good systems in place. I think everyone had a good time. They're able to tell us things that they would like to see differently or what they really liked. I don't know. I'd give it probably 8.5 or 9. It was
Really?
yeah.
It's higher than I would have thought you would have given it.
What do you think I was gonna give it?
6.
What?
So do you grade on a school? Like F is 50, 5 and below is just ass.
Basically, yeah.
Same. So you give it a B plus.
Yeah, I'd say B plus. I feel like an 8.5 is a B plus.
You make some good points. I think every bowling center had some pros and cons holistically at the event. Stadium, obviously, where we down on entries, like you said, but like the content we got there was immaculate.
Amazing. The lighting in a bowling center is usually awful, if you guys didn't know. But yeah, it's really hard in a bowling alley to get good lighting. But at the National Bowling Stadium, it was just beautiful. All the pictures, videos turned out great.
Stream crushed it. 1,600 people for the title match. More than any of the other tournaments, and all the other tournaments did good. They did good. This one doubled them. Just down on entries, and then there was no breakdowns. You had a little bit of an issue with the lane machine, but then in Vegas the lanes shut off in the middle of a roll off.
Mr. DeLong.
Mr. DeLong. I guess I focus on immediately how to make it.
Well, yeah, still having an 8.5 or 9, you still have room for improvement. You can have a 10 event and still need to improve on things.
Yeah. I don't know. I see all the things in the ground that maybe you don't see, maybe the bowlers don't see, the fans don't see how things run. Like I work on the back end of operations at home, so I know things that need to be improved there. I don't know, or more like some improvements that I would like the check-in process. I want to try to make better. The marketing. Want to make better. Like I just, if we bust out a 9, how do we make it better? I don't know. I'm just focused on.
That's what
I think there was more things than I thought we could improve going into first season. I thought we were pretty prepared. I thought Masters was really, really good, and it's going to apply that to 4 more tournaments and going to new venues, traveling more, those things.
Well, going from 1 to 4 is very hard.
Yep.
I don't want to say I don't recommend, but that is tough.
Yep. If you like losing
especially
money,
if you're, yeah, so we didn't even break even.
It is what it is. Like I'm not too sad about that, but it is.
No, but it's a lot of time and work, and we still have our regular jobs that we work 40 plus hours a week.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, come home and do all this, and you do even more than I do. But it's a lot doing that every single day, and then every weekend for months and months we're streaming, or we're traveling to other tournaments, or just getting things ready for our own events. It's just a lot.
It is a lot. It's more than, I don't know. I guess there was a lot of work for the first one, and I was like, it's 4 times.
Did a lot of things different than the very first tournament.
Yeah.
So,
season 2 going to be big. We got some pretty cool things. All right, well, that's the newest episode here, Kens. Any final thoughts for the viewers at home?
we do have a Facebook page for Striking Kicks. We'll kind of use it as like a discussion group also. So if you have things to talk about, or we may put like a topic and kind of get people's insights. So if you guys want to follow that on Facebook.
Yeah. Beyond the scope of just championship. We've kind of defined that brand more as time has gone on. So this is kind of our avenue to talk about things not just championship bowling.
Yeah. So kind of why we started with the U.S. Open first, and then so obviously we'll tie back to CB here and there, but we will talk about other topics that are not just championship bowling.
Alrighty. Well, we will see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Striking Kicks podcast. I think this is episode 8, or yesterday's was episode 8. I don't know, because you said it was 8, because there's 8 episodes, or 9. You said it was, because there's 8 episodes in there.
Yeah, I said 8, and then there were 2 episode 6s.
Yeah.
No episode 7.
Right.
But it said we had 8 uploaded, so this could be 10.
Yeah, who's to say? Who is to say at this point? The last one I said was season 2, episode 1, I think is what I put in there. So, yeah, here we go. We're going to talk about the U.S. Open, the review. We had the preview of the U.S. Open. Now this is the review of the U.S. Open. And then we are going to talk a little bit about CB Tour season number 2.
Yep.
And some of the improvements, I guess the first half dates, maybe a couple of little sneaky peeks into the second half of season 2. See how we're feeling. But yeah, season, episode whatever, 10, I guess. We're just going to say 10.
Well,
season 2, episode 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Season 2, episode 2. And let's fire off, Kens.
Let's do it. So what do you think about the U.S. Open?
U.S. Open. Well, I was a little perturbed at the 2026 World Cup schedule announcement after they had already changed the time, I believe, to 3:30 today, 3:30 Eastern, 1:30 our time. 1:30 came around. They were on the YouTube TV guide. It still said that it was U.S. Open, but it wasn't. It was the FIFA World Cup for 2 years from now.
Yeah,
2 years from now. So that's a tough break. I wonder what the deal is with Fox. Looks like they kind of, I don't know. They treat bowling like a redheaded stepchild sometimes, and I wonder what that deal is. Shout out to Mark, commented on the PBA's Facebook post.
Yeah, Mark Farrell's a G.
Mark.
That was a good comment.
You know, I don't think it's there yet, but I do think I don't really watch any TV anymore besides sports, and I think there's going to be a pretty big revolution of people just completely dropping TV, and it won't be as big anymore. I think, like CB, right? We're using that to our advantage because you can get it. We have full control over the schedule and whether you can see it or not. Where the PBA obviously is hurt, or in this case hurt, by Fox's scheduling issues. However, because the PBA has been on television, traditionally most PBA fans would feel as if it was a downgrade, I would guess, to not be on TV, even though it would be free. Anybody could watch on YouTube with an internet connection. Who's to say how many more people now have access to internet than they do TV? So people would see that as a downgrade for us. We use that to our advantage, and I don't think anybody thinks all of this is worse. So,
Agreed.
Tough break there to start, and then it started. And then, like I said, I think most people were probably in agreement that this was maybe the best lineup of 5 the PBA has ever had on the TV show. How much of the show did you end up watching? I know you're a little busy today.
Yeah, so I planned to watch. We had it all on in the background, but a little busy meal prepping today. But so I saw the first match. I don't know, it was okay. The things that I saw, like every now and then they'd miss a pin or whatever.
That was a match of kind of who wanted to lose less, I guess, not necessarily who wanted to win. So several times someone would whiff a spare or miss wildly.
Yeah. Well, EJ had a little bit of a rough, seemed like a little more of a rough start.
You did.
Bill O'Neill started really strong.
Yep.
But then afterwards, it just kind of went to.
Yeah, they kind of traded blows there in the 8th, 9th, and 10th frame as far as splitting and stuff like that, and not striking when one needed to. So, first match a little lackluster, unfortunately, from two good bowlers. It's always tough. We've talked about this when we format our bowling competitions, the CB tier. And I one of my big things I tell you is I don't want someone to not strike to lose, to end it. It's just I feel so anticlimactic. There was a whip, I think it was EJ against Kyle, and Kyle had won because EJ missed. So he wrapped a 10-pin, and everybody starts standing up clapping because Kyle just won, but EJ was the one throwing the shot. So it was very awkward because EJ is obviously upset.
Yeah.
And everybody's just standing clapping. And I'm like, this doesn't, my brain's not braining right now.
It's a little more energy when it's the other way around.
Yep.
I feel like if, I don't know, if EJ struck right there, would he have won?
Could have won. He had a good count on the next ball.
Okay, so he probably obviously
would've
would have had way more emotion
Yeah.
doing that than.
Just felt awkward. And that's kind of the inherent problem, I think. This is kind of why we formatted the way we formatted the CB Tour, is because in one-game matches.
Wow. CB Tour.
Sorry, Paul.
No tur.
I know. Is that, the one game we watch a lot of bowling, right? Because we stream other bowling tournaments. As in most cases, which is basically every match, one of these matches came down to the 10th frame. But every other match wasn't really close.
Yeah.
So that is an inherent problem when you only bowl one game, is it's very difficult to get close games. And then, like, I don't know, like I feel like when you watch golf and someone's 10 strokes ahead, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
This guy's killing everybody. But in bowling, it's just, it feels boring, I guess. I don't know. Kyle beat Jason 240 to 170.
Yeah.
It was a complete wipeout. And then I feel like it's because the opponent. I would say this. Like when someone's playing really good golf, right, the TV's on that guy that's playing really good.
Yeah.
But now you have to watch Jason. Not saying that that's necessarily, not hating on Jason, but like you